Hey, how you doing? Just want to tell you about just the world and how people are talking about how everything's ending. And yeah, we've got all these plagues and viruses in the world that's happening and stuff like that. But hopefully, like they'll release like technology in the future that can save us from the disaster that we're facing, which is imminent. But all will change eventually, like with technology and everything, hopefully, the way we're going. Like Star Trek, like, people like Gene Roddenberry, like, they pretty much channeled the future of our civilization and where it's going, like meeting other extraterrestrial life, like Dr. Spock's, and you've got the Romulans and you've got the Klingons and so on. But at the moment, people can't even get on with their neighbors and friends and stuff. But that'll all change with the technology and things that we're facing and the new laws that'll be put in place for humanity. But hopefully, like as a civilization, we will like expand out into the universe because this world is of ours is only limited. Our resources that we have and things are only limited in the world, and there's only so much a human being can feed on before everything reaches its point of like there's overloads, and we need to live like Star Trek and like Gene Roddenberry channeled pretty much, and we need to explore like new star systems, new civilizations to inhabit and to live on, and to start over new, and the technology will do that. With technology, we'll be able to do that. But they're all suppressing those things at the moment, hiding from us. But one day, the Teslas and all that will come out. The Einsteins, who are suppressing all the technology, it'll come out eventually, and like the truth, and then we'll really, because it'll be as a matter of survival that we'll need to use these technologies because the oils, the coals, and all that is only limited, and it's polluting the earth, and you can't use that for space travel, and you can't use that as a way. So we have to go with the laws of nature pretty much, and those laws of nature are electromagnetic in nature, you know. So we have to abide like those laws, like with electromagnetism and the electrical flow throughout the universe and wormholes and warp drives, and you don't get that through oil, and that won't happen. It's all like the the natural laws of the universe, but that we only need to create. And there's hope for people to hopefully in the future, as Gene Roddenberry said, and we'll be out there in the stars with like other beings and stuff. And so, there's still hope for humanity. So it looks like, because we are worthy of greater things. We have in us to do great things. It's just only how the teacher talks to his student, and how the student learns from the master and becomes the master. And that's your martial arts, that's your kung fu. And when we need to take it out there in the universe and only express ourselves in a way that is beautiful art form, a lot like a martial artist. And it takes skill to do that, and we have to just learn the right technologies and educate ourselves and be able to, like, especially be one with each other as humans and stop fighting and killing each other. And I think once there's world peace, peace on earth, like maybe the people up there, the extraterrestrials up, will see us, and it'll all change, and for the better, hopefully. And so it's up to us really what we do. And we can only the story of two wolves, which one you feed, the the one that's like bad or the one that's good. It's just, that's in every one of us. And all depends which wolf you feed. And there's hope for us to get out there in the stars and live out there and follow as long as you're abiding by the universal laws and things. And so we should do that on Earth as well. And what's going to benefit the world and what's going to benefit the universe as a species, and just basically for our survival, And here we are on planet Earth, and we've keeping all our eggs in one basket, pretty much, and we need to like sow our seed on other planets, so there's hope for humanity as a species, not just being selfish and thinking about money, and that, because money's no object when it comes to survival of the human species, and we need to get out there, because there's abundance out there, even though we're seeing all what's going on now around us, all this chaos that's happening, but chaos reaches its climax point and then it explodes, it dissipates, and then good takes over, and then the cycle repeats itself all over again, because we're living in cycles. And as spiritual beings, we all go through that in ourselves as well. What we see outside, we see within as well. And hopefully we'll just be able to embrace each other and be able to accept each other for all the mistakes and the flaws that we made, and come to some agreement where we can live as human beings out there in the stars as well as here, and love one another as well as the other beings that are out there waiting for us, despite how hideous they look or whatever kind of smells they emit. We have to have some sort of like respect and understanding, and look at things from a scientific point of view as well as just, an egotistical side. And we need to as well heighten our senses, our spirits inside ourselves, and be able to understand the flow of nature and predict things, what is outcomes of what we do in our lives, because the repercussions are disastrous in our cases. What we're going through now and what we've done to this world is terrible. It's terrible. Like, as a human being, myself, I know we can do better. And I know these elite people bloody well know that. And that all we want is to be provided for and have a paycheck to take home to our families. But these elite bastards, with all the technology, are just so fucking greedy. They're ruining the planet. And they're blaming us for that. And they're saying there's too many of us and we're wrecking the planet. But it's their technology, it's their beliefs, it's their laws that we were always abiding by, which is their failure. And they're the ones who should be sacrificed and give us all their bloody money so we can manage it in a much better way, which I think we can as people. Because we got the Teslas, we got all the scientists out there, we got the grandmas who make cakes and cookies, and they're the ones who should be running the countries and things like that, and we should all be getting together and just, loving one another instead of hatred, and sacrificing our children, to wars and campaigns that this Hegelian dialect that people are, double-sided. They're like all working for chaos pretty much. And hopefully that'll change, and we'll live out there in the stars like we should be, and represent, and be true OGs, out there, and just showing people that we're spiritual beings, just like everybody else, and we're loving and we're compassionate and we have understanding for one another. With that being said, this is peace.